Sheila, by the time you get this, you'll know where I have been. Hope kids are okay.
A year ago, Steve Jones spent New Year's Eve in Armley Prison awaiting trial. He was arrested on a picket line outside Frickley Pit in Yorkshire and charged with possessing explosives.
Thanks for papers again. If you bring any games, you can make it better for me to pass time on. I know you have a lot on your plate and will do no more to hurt you. Without you, my life and heart is gone.
They upset me. They upset kids. When this is all over, they'll all get burnt anyway. I don't want to be reminded of 1984 no more.
We saw him behind bars. And he says he'll get by, and he says they're not treating him very well. I says, you know, and I started crying, and my dad says, don't cry, it upsets me.
Things aren't the same anymore. I mean, I'm used to him being around the house. We go over to the garden together. Can't do that now. I'm doing it alone. And anyway, the partnership's like broke up, hasn't it, when they're not here with you? It's terrible. I've got pigeons to see to. Things which my husband should have been doing.
Come on. Come on.
Hopefully, things will turn out for best. If not, I'll still keep fighting till I get him home. Shan't give up.
That's Chinese, actually, isn't it? Socks, stationery. That's from my dad, from Paul, Beverly.
It's not been easy.
Sherry.
That's me when you've got 4 girls and that.
Me and Tammy. And Sherry.
In fact, we went to stay with my mother Christmas Eve till Christmas Day. We'll have to make up when things are normal again. If they ever get back to normal.
What did you feel about what happened?
Full of hate. Because it's through 2 people that went to work that all this trouble's been caused. They're bringing police in where it's not necessary. They're causing a lot of aggro. And I'm definitely bitter about it. Not as regarding the strike itself, it's with the government and the police for what they're doing. And they should not be allowed to do it. They're taking the law into their own hands. And you see, their word carries far.
Steve's out of prison. The most serious charge has been dropped, and he's now accused of possessing a petrol bomb. The conditions of his bail are that he must live at least 50 miles from home. A headmistress, who's a magistrate in Manchester, has offered to put Steve up in her house.
He's just missed his walk, that's all he's missed.
Oh, well, that's the ones.
He's been out line.
I'll take him out to walk.
Oh, I'll take him when I go to the shop. All right, I'll see to him.
I didn't have any involvement in the case, really. It was just that my grandfather was a miner. And when Kevin said that they thought they could get a miner out of prison, and I knew a lot of them were being put into prison for quite minor offences, then, you know, I was willing to offer accommodation here. And the solicitor asked me to go to West Yorkshire, to Castleford, and to stand up in court and say that I would offer accommodation and I would offer a surety for him, which I was quite willing to do.
But you are a complete stranger.
Yes. But, I mean, sometimes strangers need your help as well. It doesn't really matter. And if you've grown up in a working class area, you know the sort of people you can trust.
No, they're going down to see their dad. We're staying overnight, and we'll see more of him. But only sorry thing is we've got to come back tomorrow. One of you union lads has taken us down.
Can't get in.
Hopefully we can all get in. If not, I'll sit on boat.
I can't get in.
Oh, you can Scott.
Okay, keep back up.
Oh, you're cold.
You all right?
Yeah, something. Oh, all right.
I'm cold. Hey, Bobby.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's all I should do, starts it off.
Sit down.
Oh,
I still think I'm dreaming. I haven't really come to a conclusion where I am now. Only today with my family being here, I know where I am now. Because when I've been laid in bed, I've been frightened to open my eyes, seeing that bloody door. And it was up to this morning. I knew then I was where I was. And it's been the most lovely feeling of my life to know I am somebody again. I'm myself. This company come, I've had a little mug.
Oh, your wife came.
That's nothing to do with it. You're as bad as me, you're same as me.
Yes.
Dad, to make me look like
No, do you want a cup of tea then? Or would you like a drink of milk?
What do you want, children?
No.
Oh,
Two more of them.
Right, enough tea and biscuit then. Come on, get yourself a tea. Well, I've had a mug of hot time while I've been here.
Oh, yes, yes,
The company's here, I have a little cup.
In one violent night on Frickley picket line, 60 people, including 40 policemen, were injured. 4 people were arrested. Steve was one.
Suspected petrol bomb charge. What's supposed to have happened? What's gone off? Well, I haven't even done it, as they're trying to say I've done it. They cornered us into a corner house down Beach Street. Then after the corner, some got away. Well, I'd slipped on grass, but before I could get up, I got the biggest pasting of my life. Well, when I was down on the floor, I knew I couldn't get up, and I put my hands like that. I got a foot there. I finished up receiving that scar there, 5 stitches. I got a truncheon hit on my head receiving 2 stitches, and I had 2 truncheon marks across my arm and my leg, 2 across there, 2 across there, and 1 on my left knee. I was so badly beaten, I couldn't even get up or walk. They picked me up and carried me, and there was blood running down my face, down my clothes and everything, just completely covered in blood.
You've been through a lot. How do you think it's changed you?
It's changed me, it's made me a different person altogether, realising what your family mean to you, what your freedom means to you. People don't realise this until you're demoralised. And by God heaven above, when you go inside, you are demoralised. You're nobody. And it makes you hard in your body, hard in your mind, and hard in your strength. And it makes you fight for more than you've been fighting for. I wasn't a political man, but now I am more political because it's a political battle. Well, the only way I can put it into words, it's the government against the miners. And if it's not us, if it's when they get shut of us, they'll do something else. It's a battle of wits.
Why do you think the court made it a condition of bail that Steve lives at least 50 miles from home?
I think they were frightened that he'd go back to the picket lines again. And they were trying to get the miners out of West Yorkshire. That, I think, is a purely political decision. I wasn't terribly impressed with the way miners were being treated, and that's something between me and my own conscience, because I will now have a struggle, really, to go on being a magistrate, I think.
The people round here, what I can see, they're not as friendly as we are. They just keep themselves to themselves. They just say hello each street, walk past and go back into the houses. Where back home, we say hello or come in for a cup of tea and we have a natter. It's strange. I feel isolated because it's not a mining community, something different. And what I can see around here, they haven't got this friendship like we have. But this one man let money...
Steve's been asked to talk about the strike to a group of sixth form sociology students in suburban Cheshire.
Of last year. Now I'm out, I can express my feelings to everybody. That's why I'm here today. Express it to you, how we feel, and not to what the television or media shows. They only show the part they want to show. If we explain our part to you, you can use your own mind to make your own mind up. Over the years, you've heard this word scab, haven't you? Right. Well, over the years, this word has stuck in a mining community. Once you break that mining community spirit, you are rejected by that mining community.
Some people might call that kind of discipline pretty savage. What do you feel about that? Can you see how people would see it that way?
Well, people would see it on the outside as savage, but on the mining community side, it's something we have accepted in the mining community. We know whatever damage we do, we must suffer the penalty for the rest of our lives. Either that or move out.
Do your family support you in what you're doing, or do they feel...
Yes, my family support me because they know what's happening. It doesn't just concern my family, it concerns every other family. There's not just me. There's plenty more of us scattered about, and we split from the families. That is the whole idea, to try and break us family spirit and the family community spirit. That's what they're after. But the more they try, the solid we get. When I get up in the morning, I just make sure everything's okay. Make myself a cup of tea. Might now and again have a bit of breakfast. More than not, I don't bother. After I've made myself a cup of tea, I sit down, listen to wireless, find out what's going on, and I use my own judgment regarding what's said. Then after that, I tidy around, tidy everything nice and tidy, sit down, read paper again, and then just listen. That's the more or less routine every morning.
Figures from Nick Jones. Up to 50 men are reported to have returned at the Dinnington Colliery in South Yorkshire, near Kiverton Park, where there was a mass return a fortnight ago. In Scotland, the board says another 104 mine workers are back this morning, twice the number for last week.
It's very, very boring indeed, but I know I must put up with it. I don't try and fill my mind if I can, because if I try and fill my mind, it takes me back to what's happened, and I've just got to forget it and take it in my stride. I might now and again just think about home, and I feel depressed and upset, but I have learned to come out of it. So I try not to fill my mind up with anything. Otherwise, I know what can happen.
What could happen?
Well, the worst thing could happen, I could go straight back home. There is once or twice I've wanted to go back home.
Do you mean break conditions of bail
yes.
And just go home?
I just want to go home to my family. 'Cause it's strange, it's different. The friendship is not here like we have back home. I could go now, but I know I can't, otherwise It's jeopardising for everything's being done. And I've got to stop here, whatever they may cost and happen. I've got to abide by what I've been told by. If I break this, I know I've had it. All my conditions have gone, and they'll never come no more. So I've just got to wait for the day I can go back home. That's what my home means to me. I've never been away from my family, and it's strange. I don't like it. It's too quiet round here.
But you're obviously aware of people doing their best to help you and to make it as easy for you as possible.
Yes. People are trying to make it easier for me while I'm here. But it's different. The different attitudes and everything. I accept now what's going off here. I know I've got to accept it, so I've got to get myself into a daily routine. I look forward to going out as much as I can, just to get me out of here, because I know what it means. Freedom is the most important thing in anybody's life. And since I've been in this bit of bother, I've had my freedom, I've had my rights, and I've had my freedom took away from me, and I don't like it.
Steve's back in court to apply for his exile to be lifted. You dressed for the occasion?
Yes, I've got to show a good impression to these people inside. I don't want to show them as I'm a trouble cause. I just want to show them as I'm a family man and I'm myself. This is how I go out on a weekend. This is the first time I've ever been to this sort of job, and I'm rather nervous, so I don't know till I go in, but I'm hoping to pull through.
What happened?
Going home. Couldn't wish for anything better.
How do you feel?
Great.
Top of the world.
It's great.
Do you expect to have him back?
I was optimistic, but we had a good judge. He's not a Tory. So we can get back to normal now and see how things come when it's up at court around about September. So all we're bothered about is going home now.
Well, the judge today has basically said that no longer is it justifiable to impose these onerous exile conditions on defendants who should otherwise be at home with their families.
You miss me? I missed all of you.
The wording of Steve's charge has been changed. Now there's no mention of a petrol bomb, simply a milk bottle with inflammable liquid.
I didn't even think I'd be coming home. Didn't even think. Not one little bit. Why have they reduced the charge again? That's twice they've reduced it.
Because they haven't enough
Because they haven't enough evidence. I know they haven't enough evidence. But they've reduced it. Again, that's twice. So, I've said all along, it stinks, kid, from top to bottom, it stinks. All I can do now is just hope and pray again and wait and see what's going off. Sorry, Beryl. I just couldn't resist. It was where I've We're not taking Tom Jones back to Manchester.
Oh, bigger.
Them monkeys there. I'm not going to get involved.
This is what you get! This is what you get!
going down till we've all been reinstated. It's a waste of time everybody's saying Yorkshire's going back. Yorkshire's not going back. It's been a bloody big fight and we're going to fight it through.
The fight is now about the reinstatement of sacked miners. Steve doesn't yet know if he's one of them.
Well, that's all I'm asking, Dick, just to find out whether I have been sacked.
Position is, Steve, as I know, aren't had a letter stating that has been dismissed. And as far as Branch is concerned, they're not dismissed.
So I'm in order going up to present myself to see whether I can have my checks out?
Yes.
That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, you're entitled to go up there and get your checks and see what...
Well, as you know, I didn't want to go up as what I've gone through while the crowd were up in case there were any bother. So I've waited now until it's all dispersed.
Yeah, that's all
So
right.
that's all I'm asking. I'll go and present myself now, as I've done for the last 18 months.
And as I know, there's a picket line on there.
Yes. I shall abide by it as usual. Just tell them I'm going for my checks and coming back out again.
Right.
Morning, gentlemen. Can I... I've been asked to present myself by union representation. Am I in order going?
All they've done this morning, Tom, they've got a note on the checks to say what shift they're on.
That's all I'm...
The lads what have been sacked, definitely, haven't got any checks to get a note on.
Well, I haven't been sacked.
Well,
That's all I'm asking. Am I in order presenting
myself?
myself?
For the checks, and if that can get them, fair enough.
Well, that's all I want to know.
Then give them back and they come back out.
That's all I wanted to know. Am I in order? Because if you want me to stop here and not go, I will not go.
They can find out whether the checks are on that board witness. I mean, if they're not, we don't carry on, no.
Right, well, that's all I'm asking. Thank you, lads.
Right, all still. Right, Tom.
Checks out there, I want to happy about it, yeah.
I'm on afters.
Not some money to come.
He's got a wage slip, he's been scabbing.
First money I've seen for 12 months.
It's last year.
I know it's last year.
Last year's expensive.
I says, what's this for? He says, it's money owing to you.
16 pence return. I've got bus money to go up really.
But I'm just pleased I haven't got the sack for the time being.
Right.
All I wanted is that.
That's the good, we ripped ours up.
Oh, Frickley, we'll see that these lads do not...
Nationally, the strike is over, but at Frickley, there's one more vote.
All in favour now? Right. The switch starts at work tonight on 6 o'clock night or 10 o'clock night.
Well, to be expected what went off at meeting this morning. The feeling at lads, we wanted to go back because we knew we didn't want to split us all lads down middle. If we had it done, it would have split us completely. It would have been man against man, and Frickley has been the most militant pit out. Hey up, kid. Well, what do you think's going to happen when we get down there?
How long?
It will be. It'll be hell let loose, you know. That I know all about it myself.
They'll be sitting the sends.
Well, they will. Something we've got to take in a stride, that's all we can do, just get back to normal. And just wait and see what happens. We'll get back into routine.
Take us a bit of it.
It'll take at least fortnight, 3 weeks at least before we get some coil turned out.
It might be more.
So all we can do is just find out now what's going off when we get down.
Frickley Colliery is producing coal again, but for Steve Jones, life's still not back to normal.
So I always told my children, and I was taught myself, if you need any help, go to the police. No more, because they cannot be trusted.
Under the terms of his bail, Steve has to report once a week to the local police station.
Well, he's started back at work, but unfortunately he had to be off due to these headaches he keeps getting due to beating.
Steve's complained of violent headaches since the night he was arrested on the picket line. His doctor has ordered hospital checks to see if there's any permanent brain damage.
I just sat watching television and then I got a nasty sharp pain just right where the scar is on above the right eye. And it just seems as if thousands of pins were just sticking in my head. And then the next thing I remember was the doctor putting the needle in my arm to give me a sedative.
Has that happened before? Was it the first time?
This is the first time this has happened. I've never had no trouble at all with my head. I can't afford to. We're being a machine man outfit.
Right, so we're just going to move you across to the bed now.
Spin your legs up and just
roll at the back of your head just to see what you think. It's just comfortable.
Yes, thank you.
Right, you just sit nice and still, just relax, all right?
Okay.
You won't feel a thing. Right, we're ready to start now, okay? Just
Okay.
relax.
Yes.
Now, if you just close your eyes.
It's my first daughter's wedding, so shows what, she's having a good one.
Have you got the jitters now then, have you? Yeah. I knew you had. I knew you were doing long enough.
It's supposed to be the best time of your life, isn't it?
Share that chair, we can.
There's 3 trays of trifles.
Yeah.
There'll be 3 trays of
Buns, easy.
bread.
Bloody hell, what's it cost me for them buns? About 25 smackers.
Can't be that bad, surely.
Right, sit there between you.
I'm sick of seeing bloody chips.
Dig in, because it's last you'll get while tea time.
Come on, because you'll be getting ready, you too soon.
25 to 12.
I know, but I have to get ready.
No.
And hopefully I might have time for a bath. You've all been in about me.
You've no chance for a bath. Water's all gone, lady.
Never did this morning.
I'll get it last again.
Okay, this way, Paul. Beverly, that's it. Beverly, that's fine, thank you.
Come here, Scott.
Okay, mate.
Come here, Scott.
Oh, you're coming with Dad?
That's fine. Just get closer. Right, up on your toes at the back, please.
Thank you for coming. Being my first daughter's wedding, and I haven't got, I don't know how to make a speech. But I would like to say one thing. I don't know whether you know, but what happened to me is that during the miners' strike, without this certain lady being here, I would not be here today at my daughter's wedding. May I say thank you very much to Mrs. Keller. Joyce, please stand up. First of all, may I toast the bride and groom? To Beverly and Paul.
Beverly and Paul.
May God be with you. Right, thank you. You may get stuck in now.